Hi, students. Dr. Cohen here. Hope you're doing okay. I know this is a really stressful time of the academic semester where you probably have a lot of assignments and things that are coming due, and that's true in this class as well. So I wanted to just go over a few things. I wanted to start by just showing you all the grading system for the class on in the syllabus. So let me get in there. So this is the grading for the course. And what you see is that you have for your perusals, there were 16 readings, or there are 16 readings. Only the top 12 scores will count. So make sure you get into the gradebook on folio and make sure that what's on folio is the same as what's on perusal. If there are grades that are on perusal and not on folio, what you need to do is you need to go into the module where those readings happened, and you need to just go in and access the reading. My understanding is that connects you, lets Perusal know where to send the grade to, and that's the way the grades migrate over from the Perusal gradebook onto the folio gradebook. And that's the only way that that I'm going to know what your grades are on Perusal. So make sure you take the time to check those. And so know that your bottom 4 scores won't count. So hopefully that will help some folks out. In addition, you had 2 online book quizzes. Those were the ones on outliers. Your TED Talk presentations. You have a total of 7 discussions with an initial and a response post. We still have one of those outstanding. I'm going to go on over that in a few minutes. And then, of course, there's the final project, which just to let you know, I'm still in the process of grading your final papers. That is just taking a long time, and I'm sorry. One thing to be aware of is if you look down below where it talks about the total points, what this tells you is that for the semester, there's a total of 1,000 points, and it makes it easy. You can look in the gradebook and see what you've got for points and know exactly where you are with your final grade. So if you have 800 points or 810 points, right now you have a B. There's still certainly some outstanding things to be graded, so that number will go up, but it's very easy to tell what your grade is for the course, because as you can see from this grade scale, anything above 900 is an A, 800 is a B, anything above 700 is a C, D, and then anything below 600 is an F. Okay, I'm going to stop the sharing it with that, and I just want to go over a few other things with you. So let me have a look at my list. Okay, so let's see. I wanted to talk about the oral presentation. I think I might just share this. This is very similar to what you did with your TED Talks. You're going to take your final paper and you're going to create an oral presentation from that. And then you're going to upload it the same way you did with your TED Talks. And then I'm going to curate and set those up in your groups, same groups that you had last time. And then you'll be watching those for your final discussion. But let me just share this document because this will go over the expectations. This is on folio under that final project. This is the last component, which is the oral presentation. So you're going to do a brief presentation with the key findings from your project. So what do I mean by that? Well, you had topics that you've covered in your final paper, so you're going to use those. You're going to tell in the oral presentation, state what your research question is, and then the information that you gathered from your research that helps to answer the research question. So here's my research question, here's what the literature says, and how it answers my research question. So you can see there's a grading rubric, as there are with all things. So first is a literature review. So an in-depth summary of the literature review relative to your area of research. Okay, so you just summarize what you wrote in the paper. And then in-depth information regarding your research question. So don't forget to state your research question and then talk about how the literature answers that. So that should be it. Yeah, and then I wanted to talk about the discussions. There was an error in the schedule. It said that your response post was due on the 28th, but you get 2 days. So I revised that, and now your response post is due on the 29th. So that'll give you the usual 2 days in between. So I'm gonna, like I did with the TED Talks, I'm gonna have you watch, and I'll try and make sure that the links are working. I think I've learned some lessons, so hopefully that'll work that out. So you're gonna watch other students' oral presentation, and you're gonna reflect on what you learned from the presentation, and then your response is you're gonna find a student who wrote about a different presentation than the one you reflected on, and talk about what you learned from their reflection. So this could even be somebody who wrote something with regards to the presentation that you did. And the same grading rubrics that we've been using all along, I'll be using for this one. And like I said, that's due, the initial post where you'll watch the video is due on the 27th, and then the final response post is due on the 29th. I also forgot to mention your oral presentation will be your final exam for the course. So I'm not going to have you sit for a traditional final. You're going to create this oral presentation, and that'll be your final exam. I will encourage you yet again, have a look at that grade book, and let me know if there's any inaccuracies or questions that you have about it. Please do not wait till the last minute for that, because there may be some errors in there, and if you let me know, I will try and fix them. But once the grades are submitted, so let this be your reminder, get in there and have a look at the grade book and make sure it aligns with what your expectations were. Well, it has been a wonderful semester so far. I am really enjoying reading your papers, lots of really good information. I'm looking forward to your oral presentations and see kind of how you summarize your paper in an oral presentation. Again, I am very much available for questions. You can email me. We can set up a time for a Zoom meeting. My regular hours are Mondays and Wednesdays at 11 over Zoom, but I am certainly happy to meet with you outside those times. So I wish you a minimal of stress over the next couple of weeks as you're wrapping things up, both for this class and for all of your other classes. And it has been a pleasure. Thank you. Bye now.